Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news now. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL chatter lately, you've probably heard some pretty wild rumors swirling around the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. And honestly, this one could be a game changer, folks. Word on the street is that the 49ers, who are currently struggling to keep up with their own high standards, might be making a bold move ahead of the trade deadline. And the player at the center of it all? Nick Bosa. That's right, Nick Bosa, one of the league's most dominant pass rushers, could be on his way out of San Francisco and heading straight to Dallas. This kind of move would send shockwaves through the NFL, especially in the NFC West and NFC East. The 49ers, sitting at 4-5 and fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive, are apparently looking to reshape their roster. After allowing an alarming 41 sacks so far this season, second worst in the league, they realize they need to make some serious changes. Their defense, which was supposed to be the backbone of their success, has been porous, and they're running out of cap space to extend key players like Fred Warner, who's earning a hefty $28 million a year. Sources close to the league suggest that the 49ers might be willing to part ways with Bosa in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-round pick in 2027 from the Cowboys. That's a hefty price, but it makes sense when you consider what Bosa brings to the table. At just 28 years old, Bosa is an all-pro caliber edge rusher, someone who can change the face of a defense almost single-handedly. His 2025 stats are eye-popping, approaching 40 pressures by November with 8 sacks, and a PFF grade over 88, which puts him among the elite in the league. His win rate of over 16% and his ability to generate QB hits and forced fumbles are exactly what a defense needs to take it to the next level. Bosa's impact on the game is undeniable. He's a player who consistently demands double teams and creates opportunities for others. In fact, his EPA per rush in 2025 is 30, showing how much he disrupts opposing offenses, even with a knee injury that caused him to miss 2 games earlier this season. When you compare him to other top edge rushers like T.J. Watt, Bosa adds about 2.5 pressures per game more than average, which, in high-stakes playoff games, can be the difference between winning and losing. His run defense grade is a solid 86.3, and he's a nightmare for opposing tackles. His double-team rate hovers around 30%, and his missed tackle rate is below 9%, ranking among the best at his position. Now, why would the 49ers consider such a move? Well, it all comes down to their current situation. Their record isn't what they envisioned at this point in the season, and their defense is just not holding up. They've allowed way too many big plays and can't generate enough pressure without Bosa. They're also in a tricky cap situation, with just about $5 million available, which isn't nearly enough to extend key players or rebuild their line. Moving Bosa, whose contract runs through 2028, allows them to free up cap space and focus on rebuilding through the draft, especially targeting wide receivers to help Brock Purdy and give him more weapons. The team is clearly in a rebuild mode, looking to draft young talent and develop a new core, similar to what the Cardinals did last year. On the other side, the Cowboys, sitting comfortably at 6-3 and holding plus 600 odds to win the Super Bowl, would see this move as a massive boost. Adding Bosa to that front seven would be a game changer, transforming Dallas's pass rush from good to elite. Currently, the Cowboys have accumulated 22 sacks this season, but with Bosa in the mix, that number could jump significantly, projected to around 35 sacks, which would make their pass rush one of the best in the league. Imagine Micah Parsons and Bosa terrorizing quarterbacks together. Offensive lines would have nightmares, and the secondary, which has been a bit inconsistent with 13 interceptions, would benefit immensely from the extra pressure up front. For Dak Prescott, this would be huge. With a solid season so far, around 500 yards passing and 18 touchdowns, adding a player like Bosa could open up even more opportunities, forcing defenses to commit extra resources to contain their pass rush. More pressure creates more turnovers, which directly translates into more scoring chances for the Cowboys' offense. It would also help them control the clock better and manage games more effectively, especially in the NFC East, where every win counts. The Eagles are formidable, but with Bosa, Dallas could match or even surpass them, pushing for that division title and a strong playoff run. The ripple effects of this potential trade would be felt all the way to the Super Bowl. Dallas's odds to win the ring could improve from plus 600 to around plus 350, with Bosa serving as a true X-factor in the postseason. His ability to neutralize the run game, tackle for loss rate over 13%, and rack up pressures in critical moments would make him a nightmare for any offense. Think back to Von Miller's impact with the Rams in 2021. Bosa could be that kind of difference maker, boosting Dallas's chances of deep playoff success and even a Super Bowl appearance. Of course, this is all speculation right now, but the signs are pointing strongly in that direction. The Cowboys would be getting a player who's not just a pass rusher but a game winner, someone who elevates everyone around him. For the 49ers, losing Bosa might be tough, but if they can land those draft picks and rebuild their roster, it might be the best move for their long-term viability. It's a bold strategy, but in today's NFL, bold moves often define dynasties. And let's not forget the historical context. Trades like these, moving star players for draft capital, have reshaped franchises before. Think of the Rams trading for Von Miller or even the Giants acquiring players to push for that Super Bowl. It's about making a statement, about knowing when to go all in. The Cowboys, with their rich history and passionate fan base, have always been about making those big moves when the moment calls for it. If this trade goes through, it could be the beginning of a new chapter in Dallas, one where they're not just contenders but outright favorites. So as fans, we have to keep a close eye on this situation. It's not every day you see a player of Bosa's caliber potentially changing teams mid-season. If Dallas can pull it off, it would send shockwaves through the NFL and solidify their status as serious Super Bowl contenders. Imagine the celebration if the Cowboys go from good to great, with a defense that's almost unstoppable, and a roster built for a deep playoff run. It's exciting to think about, and honestly, this could be the move that cements Dallas's place among the league's elite. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Cowboys should go all in for Bosa? Would you trade away draft picks for a chance to add this game-changing talent? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue supporting our team through thick and thin. We're on the verge of something special, and with a little bit of luck, and maybe a bold trade or two, we could see Dallas back in the Super Bowl spotlight. Keep the faith, Cowboys Nation, because the best is yet to come.